Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we're shaking off yesterday's game, and we're going on to the Hawks today. Less than 24 hours later, we got a game with the Hawks. I believe the game is at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. I believe that's what that said. Check for yourselves just in case I got that wrong. But man, shaking off the Houston loss, where nothing really made any sense. Starting lineup didn't make any sense. How we played our starters down the stretch, particularly Bron James, sitting AD in a game that, it was hard to really gauge if we had a chance to win or not. But I'd imagine if you put AD back in the game with Bron down 10 with 4 minutes to go on a big run, you probably can win the game. But coach didn't put AD back in the game, didn't pull Bron, left a bunch of timeouts on the clock and all kinds of different stuff. That just spoke to just it not being a good night for Darvin Ham or the Los Angeles Lakers. We had Vanderbilt get kicked out of that game early on. Had the guy we passed on, Cam Whitmore, destroying us in the second quarter, running the score up. You had all different types of Houston Rockets going crazy. Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun basically had the same stats up and down. Only 3 points between them separated them from the exact same stats. It was just a lot going on that just really spoke to the Lakers not having it together in any way, shape, or form yesterday at all. We were just bad, man. I think the best player not named Bron or AD was probably Jackson Hayes or something like that. It was just an awful night, man. But all in all, we move on. Play the Hawks tonight in Atlanta, of course. And we're going up against a team that's been struggling too, man. They won a 1-point game on a Saddiq Bey dunk at the buzzer, I believe it was, against the Raptors. And that's the only win they've had in their last 5 wins, man. They lost to the likes of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who else they lose to? They definitely lost to Luka the Don, came in there, scored 73 points on their floor. So they just been struggling real bad. DeJounte Murray did not play in the last one, but he did play against Luka, and Luka torched him to IL, and that's kind of how that went. But nevertheless, man, we're going to get a look at this team tonight. And they have a strong starting lineup for the most part, but their bench is struggling. They're missing some key guys. Bruno Fernando, Mohamed Gay, those guys are out for a while. So they have a limited bench, man. They're not using their rookie Kobe Buffkin. They got him running around the G League, which is just stupid, if you ask me. The way he's been playing in that G League, he could definitely boost to their bench something fierce, but they're allowing him to hatch down there and getting him his minutes down there, so they struggle because of it. Playing people like Trent Forrest and Patty Mills and all that. In other words, if you can get this team in foul trouble and expose their bench, you should be able to really do some things against them, because they're not very good. But they do have some guys in that starting lineup you need to be very serious about. First of all, Trae Young, superstar, extraordinaire, capable of doing great things at the point guard position. We know his elevator goes all the way up, so if he does something special tonight, nobody should be surprised. DeJounte Murray, as we know, the guy that we've been talking about possibly acquiring. Some of those trade talks have cooled down since the Atlanta Hawks went Austin Reeves, and we refused to throw him in. So, he's going to want to show out tonight and especially be awake for this game. If he goes, he's a game-time decision. And Saddiq Bey, of course, the guy we already mentioned, who's been struggling some. In fact, against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he won 0 for 12, so it hasn't been the greatest Saddiq Bey week, but he is coming off a high where he won that game for his team. He was 0 for 6 in that game, but he won the game for his team, so we'll give him that. Clint Capella, another guy who's been rumored to be moved. He's been playing well. He had 14 boards, double-double in the last game. He's been very consistent, so I'd expect for him to continue that consistency tonight against us. It's a few others who Bogey, I call him Bogey, but his name is Bogdanovic. Fantastic shooter, man. Someone I would love to acquire on this team. Combo shooting guard, small forward, positional player. Definitely somebody you need to take seriously, because he can also go way up with his ceiling. He could hit like 8-9 threes on his great night. So no one to be surprised if he torches us tonight, because he's that kind of player as well. And, of course, my favorite Atlanta Hawk right now, Jalen Johnson, a small forward. Looks like the quintessential fantastic player you want on your team. Long arms, athletic, play both sides of the floor, can get guys involved, rebounds the ball, dunks the ball, shoots the ball. You know, he looks like he's going to be another Paul George-like player, man. And he's developed slowly in Atlanta because just like they're doing with Kobe Bufkin, they didn't let this guy play over the last several years. But they finally took the cuffs off him this year, and boy, is he rolling. So you got to take him extremely seriously. He's going to be a star in this league if he continues on the trajectory he's on this season. He's my pick for most improved player right now, and I'm excited to see him play. I'm very excited to see him play tonight. So hopefully we can throw someone other than Taurean Prince at him so we actually have an opportunity against the guy. Otherwise, he's going to torch us in a real way. I expect that. That should be something we expect. And also, another player on this team that I like a lot is Onyeka Okongwu. He is on this team as a backup center, someone else they probably need to take the cuffs off of. He should have been starting a long time ago. Double threat, athletic player, definitely somebody you take seriously. He's playing behind Clint Capella at this point, but I think that starting position will eventually be his. And so all of these people are more than capable of hurting us, man. More than capable of hurting us. So what we want to do is get them in foul trouble so we can expose the Trent Forrests and the Seth Lundys and the Patty Mills of the world. Garrison Matthews is also on this team shooting the ball pretty well. We want to see them. Those are the players we want our Lakers to go up against. If we can expose their bench, we won't have a hard time beating them because their bench is bad. It's bad. It just is what it is, man. It's not a very good bench. And so that's really what it comes down to, man. Outside of Onyeka Okongwu, the bench is no good, and their starters are very good. So if they play 40 minutes, all their starters, they're definitely going to have a chance of winning every game they're in. But if they have to go to that bench for any reason at all, their leads go left pretty much. So that's the story with the Hawks, man. I don't know if we're going to play Bron tonight. He told the media he is playing, but the way we gave him minutes last night doesn't align with us having him play in a back-to-back. He had 36 minutes, most of those minutes in the fourth quarter. It seemed we were getting, clobbered in the head and all different types of stuff. A lot of physical stuff going on down there. It definitely wasn't something that speaks to trying to keep him fresh in a back-to-back. So, we set AD. I ain't heard nothing about AD's status tonight, but it would have made more sense to play AD the way we played Bron if AD wasn't going to play tonight. But, logic, you ain't going to find that around here right now. So we're just going to move on from that particular conversation. We'll see if those two play. Of course, we're expecting Gabe Vincent and Cam Reddish to be out for a long time. So they're going to be out tonight for certain. And that's really what it is. Those only people I saw on the injury report today. So, yeah, man, I want everybody to go check out my blame video that I did last night, reacting to that Rockets game, because that sums up how I feel about this team this morning. I don't feel no different. I listened to that video before making this one. I still feel the exact same way. Nothing's changed. I just want the Lakers to make the changes necessary to protect us from long-term ineptitude at this point, because I have no faith in this coach. Some of the moves that we can make, depending on what could be manifested over the next week or two, don't look like they're going to be good enough to give us the best opportunity to win a championship. We may get better, but not good enough. And even if we bring ourselves the best stuff, if Darvin Ham's in control of it, I don't have any faith. That's where we at. He's lost me. I'm done. Last night made no sense at all. And so that's really what it is for me, man. I'm tired. I've been tired. I've been fed up. I'm just watching now, expecting the worst. And if something great happens, I'll enjoy it. But as far as me getting my hopes up that this is a championship year, no, not at all. Not even close. I'll be happy if we make the playoffs, friends, to be completely honest with you. And I think most Laker fans kind of feel the same way. So, maybe we start Vando tonight. Maybe we realize that this Taurean Prince experiment in the starting lineup has not worked after 50 games of this or whatever it's been. But with Darvin in control, I think he's just going to do what he wants to do, man. We always find a way to get these coaches that are hard-headed and hell-bent on doing things that don't work. Like, literally. So that's what we found once again in Darvin Ham. And we're all sick of it, man. Everybody's sick of it. But it is what it is. We'll go up against the Atlanta Hawks tonight, get a chance to see DeJounte Murray. Maybe he wows us and makes us want to put him on the team. Obviously, he and D'Lo are going to go at it tonight. I expect it to be chippy again. Just like I said, the Rockets game would be chippy, and it was. I expect Atlanta's game to be chippy, too, because it's just too many players on these teams that could be swapping for one another, so you know it's going to be spirited. So, yeah, guys got to keep their composure. That's the essential thought there. It's a lot of reason to be frustrated on both sides of these teams, and composure is needed. So let's keep that. And I hope we can win, man. What else is there to say? I mean, it ain't much more intelligent of a thought to give this. The Lakers have been doing things that have left us on a roller coaster that is not very good. And as I said at the beginning of the season, it evens us out to be average. That's what it really comes down to. You're going to have great nights, you're going to have bad nights. Great nights, bad nights, great nights, bad nights. And as a result, that very thing leaves you looking 500. You're going to win half your games, you're going to lose half your games. It's the team. That's who we are. And teams like that don't win championships, man. They just don't. So that's where I'm at with it. I hate to be Debbie Downer, but I'm reacting to what the team's giving me. We had a great game against Golden State, who's also average. And we looked just as good as them. That's why we took 2 overtimes to beat them. And it was an amazing performance, but both of those teams at the end of the day suck. And that's why they look so good with one another. So that, my friends, is the truth, whether people want to admit it or not. Steph and LeBron are on bad teams this season, and they both deserve better, and I want to see better over here. And so that's going to be up to Jeanie Buss to start the process, changing things, getting us a team that is valuable in nature, hiring a coach that makes good decisions on the basketball floor, and doing the right thing with our assets, man, not letting half the value leave to go play with his son. You know, these are things that have to be done to keep us from sucking, man. If people don't want to do it, then we're just going to be a bad team, and fans are going to react to that as they do, man. So that's what I'm a reflection of here. Atlanta tonight, man, 4:30. The Lakers are going to be wearing their yellows on the road. Atlanta's going to be wearing black jerseys that say ATL with tan numbers and sky blue on the side. No yellow there. Sky blue panels on the side. So I like those jerseys. I do. I like that look that ATL has there. It's kind of nice. But at any rate, that's what we're looking at. And I'm a perturbed, disturbed Laker fan at this point. With all this losing, it's driving me crazy. And with the ups and downs and just the mediocrity and the day in, day out consistent stuff that doesn't work is just too much, man. I like consistency, but not when it's stuff that doesn't work, man. You can't keep putting the same thing over and over again that does not succeed and expect people to champion your consistency. That is madness. That's not good, Darvin. You got to sit Torian, man. You got to sit him down for Vanderbilt in rotations where you have D'Lo and Austin Reeves. That needs to happen so that Austin Reeves and D'Lo can have someone help them defensively, as somebody who can get boards and make things very disruptive on both sides of the floor. Disruptive for the defense, setting picks and flying all over the place. Disruptive for the offense in flopping and grabbing offensive rebounds and stealing the ball from people while they're not looking. You need that piece on the floor to make up for the flat-footed nature of Austin Reeves, who is struggling, and D'Lo, who's not very good defensively himself. That piece is essential for that situation. If you keep ignoring this, you're going to keep getting the results that come with that. Whether you hell-bent on it or not, it is just how it goes. You cannot expect Torian to look his best when his responsibilities are to do things that he cannot do. So that is what needs to be said, man. I am beyond done with this coach at this point, because the sheer nature that I have to say this in this camera tells me that he's no good at what he does, man. So that's really where I'm at. I just want the Lakers to move on. I don't even care if we don't have a replacement at this point. I just think it would infuse a great deal of energy and belief in this unit if you remove the problem. And that's all there is to say. So I like seeing coaches succeed, black coaches. You want to see those guys succeed, all of that. This is not about that though. It's about results and timelines, and we don't have time for Darvin Ham to develop through what seems to be defiance to logic, defiance to success, just ego-driven, I'm going to do what I want to do regardless if it works or not type mentality. We cannot wait for him to grow out of that. We need to grow up and fire him and overcome whatever deficiencies we have in our front office that makes us think it's okay to walk the plank as it pertains to different things that we know don't work, that we know are about to fall apart, and we're going to do it anyway. That is something our front office needs to grow up in regards to. You don't let things go bad, and you don't let people drive your team into the ground. No one's obligating you to do that, and it does not make you the most valuable you can be. So that's what I have to say, man. That's my attitude ahead of the Hawks game. Imagine what we're going to look like if we lose this basketball game. Poor AD, man. You deserve better, bro. If I were AD, I'd probably be wanting out of here, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to the office tonight if I'm AD, and I'm saying, look, if you don't fix this, I'm going to be gone in the offseason. I'm asking for a trade in the offseason. If none of this improves and Bron skedaddles, I'm right behind him. Because AD don't have time for this. He's still in his prime, but he only going to be in his prime for probably 2 more years. He does not have time for this crap. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I'm upset. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. BDL 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.